If a journey in good company makes the way seem shorter, what about the company of other people's children? Chances are you're going to find out in that masochistic exercise known as holiday travel. U.S. Airlines imposed about a dozen fare increases in 2011, and of course they charge full fare for kids. But families will pay, meltdowns will ensue, and blood pressure will rise. So tonight, ABC's David Wright bravely ascends to cruising altitude in search of survival tips for all.
The Midair Meltdown is now practically its own special category on YouTube. Most of the videos filmed not by parents, but by people who just got stuck sitting next to them. I used to be the guy who would roll his eyes when the baby walked on board and said, please. And now I'm the guy stuck with 3 kids. I guess it's karma.
Yeah. You know, people don't like listening to other kids cry. We can all sympathize with that.
Families traveling with small kids make up at least 30% of the traveling public. And during the holiday rush, it can often seem like us against them.
You get the looks when you're boarding on the plane. People are all afraid that you're going to sit next to them. They're afraid your baby's going to start crying.
One travel survey even suggested what amounts to a flying family ghetto, that families should have their own separate section, or even their own separate plane. So this weekend, we set ourselves a challenge.
I'm so excited.
Traveling cross-country with our 3 kids.
I want my backpack.
Our own little version of baby and toddler survival. Documenting the journey was Nightline producer Alyssa Litoff, toting her brand newborn, Lillian.
Are you excited for your first trip on an airplane?
If only air travel were more like the days of Pan Am.
Welcome aboard the spacious cabin.
Was it ever this nice to fly? These days, not so much. More kids means more baggage and more expense as the airlines nickel and dime travelers to death.
Baggage fee, huh?
Everyone with a seat pays full fare, no exceptions. As far as the airline goes, if you're over age 2, you might as well be an adult. So, round 1, everybody accounted for. Now, TSA. The TSA promotional video makes it look easy enough.
Remember, your safety is our priority.
Of course, real life can be a lot messier.
The 6-year-old girl forced to undergo an airport pat-down, which leaves her sobbing at security.
For us, so far so good. We were pleasantly surprised to discover kids can now keep their shoes on during the screening process. And all U.S. airports now have special family lanes.
And it was totally smooth.
Yeah, no, the family lanes are really just a brilliant idea to get you through those security checkpoints a lot faster.
No sooner did we get through security, but we realized the airline had seated our family of 5 in 4 separate rows.
And we've got seat 25, 40, 30, 23 when we checked in.
Apparently, that's a common complaint.
It's a bit of a nightmare.
But the extremely nice guy at the Delta counter,
I got 3 of you together in a whole row,
took pity on us.
All right. 25, 25, 25, 25.
Of course, our journey was just beginning.
I need to go to the bathroom.
3-year-olds struggle with bladder control as it is.
You can't go yet because the seatbelt sign's still on.
To them, the fasten seatbelt sign doesn't seem like a good reason to wait.
Ready to go?
And just try changing a diaper in there.
This is kind of a new version of the Mile High Club.
5 hours is a long time for anyone to sit still. But kids do seem to find their own way of getting comfortable, even in the tightest of spaces.
We came expecting the worst, but this is as good as it gets traveling by air these days with kids.
The quietest traveler of all
Good job, Lillian.
turned out to be the youngest.
The baby is still asleep. If it weren't on camera, no one would believe this.
In fact, our journey was unlike any we've ever taken with kids. And we wondered if our camera might have something to do with it. Delta not only gave our kids those cute little wings,
And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we begun the descent into New York Kennedy Airport.
they even made a special announcement for the little ones.
Sienna, Philomena, Madeline, I'd like you to join me as we welcome them to the Delta family. How about a round
When
of
does
applause?
that happen anymore?
I mean, is the moral of the story travel with a camera?
Yeah, the moral of the story is if you can travel with a camera, great. But if you're just traveling with your family, I'd say keep your fingers crossed.
But even though it all went better than expected, we still have to get everybody home. I'm David Wright for Nightline in New York.